Hey, sorry this video took a few days, I was in the shower, but I'm back for part 2! People always say Daniel Day-Lewis is the best actor, and obviously they're not wrong on that. He retired recently, with Phantom Thread being the last film on his amazing resume. While he was amazing in that film, it's Vicky Krieps, in my opinion, that gave the most riveting performance in the film. She plays Alma, someone who comes across Daniel Day-Lewis's character, Reynolds Woodcock, starts a relationship with him, and then... well, I can't give away anything else without spoiling, so I'll just say it gets a bit hectic. Vicky's performance feels so intricate. From the moment she comes on screen, she seems fine and sweet, nothing to worry about with her. But as the film goes on, you start to figure out more about her, and you get this very uncomfortable feeling throughout the whole film. But by the end, you still kind of like her. There's a charm to her. There's something about her that seems sensible. And for all that, you can't take your eyes off her every time she enters the screen. She commands every second, and I wish she got more recognition.
Do you like it?
I do.
Or you don't? You don't like it at all. Usually you always tell me what you think.
What is this?
You're lying.
I know Call Me By Your Name has been rather divisive as of late, and it's understandable. I don't know if I call it one of my favorite movies anymore, though I do still love it mainly for its calming nature and overall devastation, but if I had to pick a favorite performance from a young actor of the decade, it's easily Timothée Chalamet. He plays Elio, a teenager who falls in love with his father's American apprentice who's only there for the summer. There's a kind of rawness to Chalamet's performance. He plays this role as if he's been through this kind of heartbreak before, and every smile, every tear, every state of bliss he's in feels so contagious. So much so that when the ending hits, it's especially heartbreaking because he spent the entirety of this film experiencing what he experiences. He portrays this kind of happiness that's unprecedented, and you're hoping for a happy ending, but that's not reality, and you know he doesn't deserve to have his heart broken. Chalamet brings a sense of realism to the table. He acts like how we would act if we were in love, and he acts like how we would act if we get hurt. I'm so thankful that Timothy managed to keep his charm and range throughout his career, because from what I'm seeing, he's a pretty amazing actor, and he's destined to win an Oscar someday. I'll still never forgive the Oscars for the Beautiful Boy snub, but at least he got nominated for this. It's a great performance.
That sounds different. Did you change it?
Well, I changed it a little bit.
Why?
I just played it the way Liszt would have played it if he'd altered Bach's version.
Play that again.
Play what again?
The thing you played outside.
Oh, you want me to play the thing I played outside?
Please.
Another great comedian performance. This performance gets no recognition, and I don't know why. Brixby Bear is a movie I'm very comfortable calling one of my favorite movies. It's a movie that celebrates friendship, passion, and nostalgia in a way that feels so wholesome. And at the center of that wholesomeness is Kyle Mooney's performance. He plays James, a man who was finally experiencing the real world after he was kidnapped at an early age, and finds out the only source of entertainment he was exposed to his whole life, Brixby Bear, doesn't exist. So he sets out to make a movie to complete the Brixby Bear series. I think of all the comedian performances I talked about, Kyle Mooney in Brigsby Bear might be my favorite. If done by anyone else, this character could be extremely annoying and frustrating to follow. But Kyle Mooney knows exactly what to do to make this character likable and sympathetic. We understand that no one deserves to go through what James went through, but the positivity and wholesomeness that Kyle gives to this character feels so believable and satisfying. You want this character to succeed, you want everyone to be nice to him, and thankfully the movie's heart is everywhere, and you know he deserves the love. This is a ridiculous concept and a character with a ridiculous situation, but Kyle Mooney managed to make it both believable and wholesome.
Sounds like the great chimes of Eno.
Oh, does it? Do you want to answer the door?
James, just the man I was looking for.
Wait, where's all your soldier stuff?
Huh? I'm off duty right now. Now look, there's no way I could get you everything on that list, all right? But forensics does have more evidence than they know what to do with, so I figured they wouldn't miss a couple items like...
The Sordis crystal!
That's what I thought. Yeah, and I found this in back. Wasn't on the list, but...
Four-tip staff! I thought that was stuck in a time flux.
I don't know what that is, but it's got a nice weight to it. And last but not least, one of these bad boys.
That's Brigsby.
I wish Sasha Lane would get more roles. American Honey wasn't any smash hit when it came out, but it was for me. I love it so much. And Sasha Lane is such a compelling lead that holds the movie together. She plays Star, a young woman who embarks on a road trip across the US to sell magazines. This is Sasha Lane's first ever role. She wasn't an actress before this, but the way she performs, it feels like she's been doing this for years. She fits this character almost too well, showing the nervousness of being around people you don't know, but at the same time being so fierce. She's so smart. There's so much to unpack with this character, and Sasha Lane keeps this character mysterious. With her facial expressions and how she delivers her dialogue, she brings so much subtlety and ambiguity to Star. And remember, this is her first acting role. It's subtle, it's brave, it's fierce. I seriously wish Sasha Lane would get more roles. I know people would want me to pick Toni Collette for Hereditary, and she was absolutely incredible, but this is my favorites, and in terms of who gave my favorite performance in Hereditary, it's Alex Wolff. He plays Peter, the son of Toni Collette and Gabriel Byrne, who goes through mental trauma after various things happen to him and his family. I truly believe this was the role that made people believe Alex Wolff can truly act. In this movie, he isn't afraid to go the extra mile for his character, making all his anger and anxieties feel extremely believable. You feel so bad for this guy. The situation he gets in is something I hope no one ever has to go through, and how he reacts to it is so disturbingly authentic. He lets his character take his time to process everything. He doesn't need to overact to what happened. The amount of shock that happens and him freezing up says it all. It's one of the most hauntingly accurate portrayals of anxiety I've honestly ever seen.
Clytemnestra is driven by revenge, just like the rest of her. Peter! Peter, what's wrong? Peter, are you all right?
breathe?
Peter, what are you doing here?
Saoirse Ronan is my favorite actress hands down. Every single movie she's in, she's an absolute delight to watch. There's something about her that's so calming and heartfelt that I can never get my eyes off her whenever she appears on screen. While her performance in Lady Bird is amazing, in my opinion, Little Women is the embodiment of her charisma. She plays Jo March, one of the March sisters who dreams of being a writer and living life the way she wants to. So not only is Jo one of the most charming leading characters in any movie of the past 10 years, she's an amazing role model for everyone. She's someone who never lets anyone hold her back, but also would never hurt anyone along the way. Saoirse Ronan is exactly the type of woman to portray Jo. She's proven herself to be exactly like the character with the perfect balance of heart and fierceness she brings into every performance. Simply put, she's hypnotic. You're always on her side, and the range of emotion the character goes through throughout the film is contagious. When she's upset, you feel upset for her. When she's confused, you're put in a state of confusion. And when she's happy, dude, the movie just got 10 times more charming. I just love this actress, and I love this character. And I love this movie.
If he asked me again, I think I would say yes. Do you think he'll ask me again?
But do you love him?
I care more to be loved. I want to be loved.
That is not the same as loving.
I know. You know, I just feel like women, they have minds and they have souls as well as just hearts, and they've got ambition and they've got talent as well as just beauty. And I'm so sick of people saying that love is just all a woman is fit for. I'm so sick of it. But I'm so lonely.
Get Out ruled the world when it came out in 2017. No one really saw anything quite like this movie, but we understood how relevant it actually was and still is today. But the glue that holds this movie together is a spellbinding performance from Daniel Kaluuya. This man is an absolute gem. He makes any movie better just by his presence. And while I think Judas and the Black Messiah is his best role by far, he absolutely devastated me in Get Out. He plays Chris, a man visiting his girlfriend's family and notices things getting a bit strange on his visit. The amount of fear this man is able to portray is breathtaking. Every single frame he looks like he's begging for help or his life is on the line. You realize he doesn't know what to do, so his fear becomes ours. Not only that, but this is a character who's been through a lot of trauma in his life, so the way he reacts to everything feels so heartbreaking. You see the anxiety in his eyes, and you know that no matter what happens, he might not fully recover mentally. I'm so glad Jordan Peele introduced us to the gem that is Kaluuya, and I'm so glad he has an Oscar now.
I don't know, I just thought that if I did, it'd make it real.
You're so scared. You think it was your fault? How do you feel now?
I can't move.
You can't move.
Why can't I move?
You're paralyzed. Just like that day when you did nothing. You did nothing. Now, sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
People don't understand how truly underrated John Cho is. Every time he's in a movie, he stands out, and he's proven himself to have range beyond belief. He can do comedy, he can pull at your heartstrings, but I'm gonna side with the mainstream on this and say my favorite performance from him is Searching. In Searching, he plays David Kim, a man who loses his daughter one day and tries to find her by looking through her laptop for clues. That's it. Within the first few minutes, you immediately care not only for this man, but the whole family. But spoilers, after the mother dies, you see how great of a father David truly is by showing his love for his daughter, but also knows how to step up and be a parent, and when it came to that aspect, John Cho brought all the charm he had to the movie. You immediately love him, and you want nothing but the best for him and his daughter. But when the unthinkable happens, he reacts in the way anyone would. He's someone that doesn't want to wait, doesn't want to rest until he knows that his daughter is at least okay. You truly worry about him as you see his sanity slowly start to perish. He starts to yell, he starts to throw hands, but he never lets go of that hope. You look at him and see in his eyes that he absolutely cannot lose another family member. He sells absolutely every scene, and I'm really upset he didn't get much award recognition.
Detective Sergeant Rosemary Vick. Leave a message, I'll get back to you.
Vic, wake up! I know why she was at that intersection. She wasn't leaving town, she was driving to the spot she's been visiting for the past 5 months. It's 3:45 a.m. I'm headed there now.
Hey, where are you?
You told me she ran away, Vic.
Are you at the lake?
You told me she ran away.
Okay, I'm heading there right now. Robert, honey, just go back to sleep, okay? Okay, I need you to stay calm, all right? We're gonna figure this out together.
I'm cheating by adding 2, but can you blame me? This is one of the best movie couples of all time. They make me scream every time I watch this. They make my heart explode, and I'm in need of a heart transplant. The amount of love and chemistry these women have is impeccable. Portrait of a Lady on Fire is about a woman who heads to an island to paint a portrait of another woman for a wedding, but they fall in love. But damn, there's so much more than that. If I had to talk about these two, I'll be here all day, but the way these two go back and forth still blows my mind. These two make it seem like they truly fell in love, and they never want to leave each other's side. And when the ending hits, you're just praying that they get a happy ending together. At that point, you bought the chemistry and you felt their emotions. You want everything to go well. And then it hits you like a train. These two actresses are everything. They give the movie all the heart it needs and more. If I had to explain more, I'll just start crying.
Cette fois-ci, je l'aime bien. Peut-être parce que je vous connais un peu mieux. Peut-être que j'ai changé aussi depuis. Peut-être, oui. Ce n'était pas pour moi que vous avez détruit le précédent. C'était pour vous. Je voudrais détruire aussi celui-ci. Pourquoi?
I love Florence Pugh. I love her in everything she's in. I think she steals the show in everything she's in. She has amazing charisma, and as a person, she's a queen. I know she got nominated for Little Women, but Midsommar I think is her best work. She plays Dani, a woman who loses her family and decides to go on a trip with her boyfriend and his friends, where a lot happens that is just too much for her to handle. One thing director Ari Aster does so well is he depicts grief in an uncomfortably realistic light. When you see someone cry in his movies, they ugly cry. When you see someone angry, they explode. Florence Pugh had to depict her character's grief in a way that feels so heartbreaking that it's disturbing. Florence absolutely embodied the character of Dani perfectly. With what happens to her throughout the film, you see that she tries so hard to make herself feel better and not feel like a burden on her boyfriend, but her anxieties get in the way. The way she performs her panic attacks and her crying makes me feel horrible, but there's also something about her that feels so strong. We see that she does know how to stand up for herself, and of course we know that she's the most sensible one, which is the point. And every time she shows that she doesn't let her guard down, it's incredibly satisfying. I can't wait to see Florence Pugh's career blow up.
You guys are like my family. You're like my real, actual family.
Dani?
Sorry. I'm gonna go for a walk.
I can walk too.
No, I'm gonna... No. Don't think that. You're fine. It's almost your birthday. You're okay. You're fine. Stop it. You're fine.
Hey, Dani! How are you?
They were laughing at me.
What? No. I'm sure they weren't. They've been laughing. You want to come meet my friends?
Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you. Stop it. Stop. Fuck. You're okay. You're okay. You're okay.
Along with Ethan Hawke, Willem Dafoe is my favorite actor. He always disappears in every role he's in, and in The Lighthouse he commands every scene he's in, and he becomes so three-dimensional that you feel like you're on the island with him. I'm actually gonna stop here because I want you to watch Karsten Rundquist's video essay on Willem Dafoe's performance. He covers it way more than I ever could. So yeah, one of the absolute best performances from an actor whose resume is already iconic.
Let Neptune strike ye dead, Winslow! Hark! Triton! Hark! Bellow! Bid our father, the Sea King, rise from the depths full foul in his fury. Black waves teeming with salt foam, to smother this young mouth with pungent slime. To choke ye, engorging your organs till ye turn blue and bloated with bilge and brine and can scream no more. Only when he, crowned in cockle shells, with slithering tentacled tail and steaming beard, take up his fell befinned arm. His coral-tined trident screeches banshee-like in the tempest and plunges right through your gullet, bursting ye, a bulging bladder no more, but a blasted bloody film now, a nothing for the harpies and the souls of dead sailors to pick and claw and feed upon, only to be lapped up and swallowed by the infinite waters of the dread emperor himself.
This is one of my favorite movies ever made, and Adam Driver is one of my favorite actors. However, in a really impressive career, The performance that made me fall head over heels was the one where he just plays a guy. A guy who goes to work, writes poetry, loves his wife, repeat the next day. Not many actors can pull off the everyday charming man the way Adam Driver does. Anyone who has met Adam Driver has said that he's one of the nicest men in Hollywood, so what better person to portray an average guy than him? With a concept that most people would unfortunately find boring, it's not. Adam Driver manages to keep your attention all the way through by giving the character of Patterson so much charm and relatability. The way Patterson reacts to certain situations and how he talks to certain people feels so relatable and honestly just pleasant. This is such a nice and calming performance from a man who's nice and calming. Even though he's supposed to represent everyone, you can't take your eyes off the screen every time he's on. Adam Driver is what makes this movie engaging.
Get any writing done?
I did a little, yeah. Working on a poem for you.
A love poem?
Yeah, I guess if it's for you, it's a love poem. It's kind of inspired by our Ohio blue tip matches.
Really? Does it mention the little megaphone shape the letters make?
Yeah, actually it does.
How beautiful. I can't wait to read it when it's done. I also painted new shower curtains. You should see them.
Oh, okay.
You know what else I did today?
You planted an unusual vegetable garden in the backyard.
Silly. That you have to do in the spring.
Oh.
Okay, we're on to my 4 absolute favorites of the decade. Think of it like a top 4, but not ranked. It's like a tie. I don't know, I'm making it complicated. I think in terms of up-and-coming actresses, Haley Lou Richardson is my favorite. She's such a delight to watch in everything she's in, and some might say her role in Columbus is pretty much the same in everything else she's in, but I hugely disagree. She plays Casey, a young woman who has a passion for architecture in an area where she feels she can't share that passion with anyone, until she meets Jin. What makes her performance so special to me is how wholesome and raw she presents her character. Every time she gushes about something, you become catatonic and listen to her speak, but her character isn't that simple. She's someone who does have a lot of baggage, and someone who does feel very lost, but at the center of it, she's such a nice person throughout. Her smile is contagious, and how she talks is so adorable. That's why the way she presents her passion is so effective. We want to listen to her because we know she deserves our attention. Haley Lou is someone who's very energetic and positive in person, so to have her play a character who has a lot of love in her heart, but also having some emotional baggage felt so perfect. She knows exactly how to make this character sympathetic, but also just makes you feel like she's one of your friends. It's an absolutely beautiful performance that needs more attention.
She wants this for you. Casey, she's so proud of you.
I feel bad leaving you too. Gotta keep me posted, okay?
I will. But you need to stop feeling bad.
Yeah. So do you.
Maybe.
I think I'm gonna quit smoking.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea. She's not a fan.
The Last Black Man in San Francisco still remains in my top 2 A24 movies and one of my favorite movies of all time. One thing that was pretty much unanimously praised was Jonathan Majors' performance, and I more than agree. He plays Mon, the best friend of Jimmy Fails who supports his best friend's dream while also having dreams and aspirations of his own. Jonathan Majors brings an energy to the table that I honestly have never seen before. He's so passionate and energetic. He's always the loudest, even his body movements are so full of energy, but you can't help but to see a kind of sadness in his eyes. It's like his passions, his grandfather, and his best friend are the only things that are keeping him sane. And he always feels the need to bring a certain kind of energy to lighten the mood. That's such a hard thing to flawlessly pull off as an actor. It could come off as incredibly fake and forced, but Majors in this movie is anything but. He brings such a beautiful kind of relatability to this character. Like what I said about Haley Lou Richardson earlier, you feel like this character could be one of your friends, but you know he's struggling and you really want him to pull through. But what makes Jonathan Majors so special is his way of engaging you. He knows exactly how to get your attention and how to bring a great character to life.
Guys, it's great. It's great. Very good. Very good. Guys, very good. Very good. Good. Excellent. Good. Hey, great news is you're all doing marvelous work. Congratulations. It's not easy. I believe you, but I know it can be deeper.
The fuck you talking about?
Hey, remember Stanislavski.
What the fuck are you doing, man?
Grotowski, Oslavsky, Chekhov, Brecht. These are the great.
I'm confused, bro.
Yeah, remember when I talked about my favorite movies of the decade? Well, put Raw on there. Also put Raw on my favorite movies list. I saw this movie a few weeks ago, and I still can't get this movie out of my head. It's as disturbing as you'd think, but a huge factor of that is the performance from the lead, Garance Marillier. This is probably my favorite lead performance from an actress this decade, and one of my favorite performances of all time. She plays Justine, a young woman about to be a freshman in college where she's studying to become a vet, but soon discovers she has a craving for human flesh. Yep, it's a cannibalism movie. Marillier plays this character too authentically. She's fucking terrifying in this movie, and she does not let up. The script calls for her to do so much disturbing shit, and she does it like it's easy. I mean, look at this. Look at it! But not only that, the way she presents her character at first doesn't even seem that bad. In fact, she seems relatable in a weird way. But as the film goes on, the cannibalism stuff starts happening, she completely turns the tables and makes us feel so disgusted and uncomfortable. But in a way, you're still rooting for her, and it's so believable how it gets there. I don't know, it's hard to explain, and I'm starting to sound terrible. You just need to watch this movie. All I know is this is actually the performance of a lifetime. And she was only 19. I don't know how someone that young can make a shift like that feel so believable. Hey guys, really sorry about this. I've used multiple clips as an example of her acting, of her great acting in Raw, but the video keeps on getting blocked on YouTube because I used any clips from Raw. So if you want to see for yourself how good she is, the movie is streaming on Tubi, I believe, and it's also on Amazon Prime. Really sorry about this. Let's get on to the next performance. Finally, the last performance on this list. If I had to pick a favorite leading performance by an actor this decade, it would be Oscar Isaac for Inside Llewyn Davis. It's also a performance that was barely recognized, and I think that's a shame because this performance I think is truly beautiful. He plays Llewyn Davis, a musician going through depression, and that's it. Just follow a week in his life and his interactions with other people. Yeah, so Oscar Isaac's portrayal of depression is probably one of the most realistic I've ever seen, and it's not necessarily hard to watch, he just makes it feel so true. You're witnessing a man who's almost completely done with hope. His emotional escape is his music, but even that triggers something in him. But even through his depression, he doesn't give up. He always wants to try to make a name for himself. He always wants to at least try to make everyone happy, but he just can't help saying the wrong thing at the wrong time. I think that's something we can all relate to. With all that emotional weight that's on him, Oscar Isaac somehow makes his character likable in a sense. You can't help but to get inspired about how much this guy just won't give up. He seems like an asshole, but he's not trying to be. And you know that. His performance never feels fake in the slightest, and I'll love it forever.
There's another act, but the Times is gonna be there.
Oh, the Times. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, thanks for the thought. But, it's not going anywhere. I'm tired.
You're tired?
I'm so fucking tired. I thought I just needed a night's sleep, but it's more than that. But thank you for trying. I love you.
Come on.
Finally, I'm done! I know some people will be like, oh, where's this performance in that one? Listen, these are my favorites, okay? I definitely have more, like I love Joaquin Phoenix in Her, Jake Gyllenhaal in Nightcrawler, Olivia Colman in The Favorite, Robert Pattinson in Good Time, and Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems. But those performances were talked about to death. What can I add to the table? Anyway, I'm doing more decade retrospects, so look forward to those. I have a few more videos coming up. Some related, some not. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed them. Bye-bye.
And that's the end.